Often, before I record a script, I try to imagine what the listener is carrying into the moment. Not in a dramatic way, just in a human way. Are they unsure, trying to understand something new? Are they already a little guarded before the message even begins? Because once I start there, the read usually changes. And it changes before I ever get to the question of tone. That's the part I keep coming back to. We talk a lot in voiceover about how something should sound: warm, professional, confident, reassuring. And those words can be useful, but they only get me so far if I don't understand what the listener needs to feel. Because warm for someone who's nervous is different from warm for someone who's simply new to a process. Confident for someone making a decision is different from confident for someone who already feels behind. Same tone word, different emotional job. And I think this is where direction starts to get more interesting. A script might sound like it needs warmth, but when I look closer, maybe the listener really needs more steadiness. They need to feel like, okay, I can stay with this. Or a script might seem like it needs more energy, but if the listener is confused, energy may not help first. Maybe they need to feel, I can understand what's coming. That feeling underneath the tone is often where the read starts to make sense. And honestly, I don't always find it right away. Sometimes I have to sit with the script for a while. I'll read a line and think, what is this trying to help the listener feel? Then I'll realize I was aiming at the sound too soon. I was trying to be reassuring before I understood what needed reassurance, or trying to sound confident before I understood what kind of confidence would actually help. That's the shift for me. The direction may be aimed at the voice, but the real need often belongs to the listener. So instead of only asking, how should this sound? I try to ask, what does the listener need to feel in order to receive this? Do they need to feel steady, capable, respected? That question does not make the read more complicated. Usually it actually makes it simpler, because now I'm not chasing a general tone. I'm listening for the emotional condition that lets the message land. And once that becomes clear, the voice choices get clearer too. The pace, the space, the amount of energy, how close the voice feels, how much reassurance actually belongs in the read. So here's the question of the week. Before you choose a voice, give voice direction, or mark a script, ask, what does the listener need to feel in order to receive this? Not just, what should the voice sound like? What should the listener be able to feel because of the voice? That answer can make the read more connected, more useful, and more human. That's the relationship inside the read. So if you're creating communication and you'd like a voice partner who thinks about what your audience needs to feel, not just how the voice should sound, I'd love to hear about your project. You can reach me at sendmyscript.com.